Welcome to the Shoebox Ofrenda class, here with the Columbia Heights Public Library and HeightsNEXT. My name is Amáda and I'm going to teach you about making a shoebox ofrenda for the Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead. Here is an example I made up, and I'm very excited about it. So let's see what's inside your shoebox. First, I want you to find the page that looks like this. How to make a Day of the Dead altar. Altar is another word, or ofrenda is another word for altar. So ofrenda is altar in Spanish. There are some steps laid out here of what to do. So the first thing we're going to see is make an arch. If you look at our ofrenda over here, you'll see that we have an arch shape. On the top, on the sides here is our arch. So our shoebox is already going to have an arch built into it. Then it says add flowers. We'll definitely add many flowers to our ofrenda. This one says use tiered boxes. Well, for the tiered boxes, they really want to show that that there's different levels into the boxes here. So as we see here, you can see that there are things lower. There's flowers down here. And then there's things in the back, and then the pictures are up high, and the cross is up high. So this gives us different tiers naturally, but you can make some boxes too. So I took some old jewelry boxes and I glued them together and made some boxes. Then next I would do is paint them. Paint them or use colors or color them in construction paper or whatever you'd like to do, but you can use boxes like this. Another thing I did was take the shoebox lid and I just cut it into a smaller shape. So if that's something that works for you, you can make shoe boxes or make tiered boxes and use these in your ofrenda. Paint it and you can add items on top of there too. So that's an extra thing you can do. The next thing you can do is here, it says number 4, place photos. So we're gonna have photos, we're gonna go through that. The next one, include a glass of water. Well, we're gonna do a shoebox. So in our shoe boxes, everything is just drawings or paper. It doesn't have to be an actual glass of water, but you can put a glass of water if you'd like to. Have candles. You have an electric candle inside your kit, or 2 little tea lights, so we'll have candles. Then you'll need some foods. This one says seasonal fruit or bread. So, but we'll have some drawings of food that you'll use. And then incense. And those will all be pictures we have. So this is a paper shoebox. We won't want to have anything burning or candles that are lit. We don't want anything to start on fire. So we're just using drawing of those things. And of course, if you're interested, you can watch the video on how the Day of the Dead happens and what it means. And that will definitely explain more about our ofrenda. All right, so now let's see what else is in your shoebox. Inside your shoebox, you'll have some printouts of different things you can cut out for your ofrenda, like I did in my example. You'll also have a couple examples of other ofrendas that I found on the internet. So these will help inspire you and give you ideas of what you can do. You can see there's many different types. Some of them have little toys you probably could make with Play-Doh or clay, or maybe you have doll food or furniture that you want to put in here. So there's many different ideas. So you'll have ideas in your box of options you could try to do on your own. And we also will have your tissue paper. So you'll have a couple pieces of long tissue paper or larger pieces. Now this tissue paper is to make the papel picado, which in my example here is 1 long piece across the top. So you'll want to take your tissue paper and you'll want to cut it so that it's the same measurement across the top of your shoebox. So that's what mine is right now. There also will be some smaller pieces of tissue paper, and with that, this size, we're going to make a flower. I already have it pre-bent. We're going to make a flower with that one. You'll have some pieces of pipe cleaner for your flower. You will also have some string for your papel picado. So let us get started. I've already pre-cut this piece to be the size of my shoebox. Let me just show you that one more time. So it can hang across the top of my shoebox. That's the way I want to make it, with just one piece. But you also could make this type of papel picado, many different small ones, and put it across like that. You could do that. That's a lot more work though. And I also did another one here just to show you if you want to make a small one, you can cut it, or make one piece, you can just cut it so that it looks like multiple pieces. But if you can look at my example over here, I made just one long piece and then I cut all the little designs into it. So we're going to do that as our first example. All right, so I have my piece here. And what we want to do is we're going to fold it in half like this. Now, if you'd like something in the middle, like a heart, we can cut that shape out right here and it'll be right in the middle. I'm going to make a little star. So some people have done this where they've made a snowflake. Maybe you've made a snowflake with your family before. Maybe you have made papel picado before. And if you haven't, well, today we will work on that. So you'll have your scissors from home and you'll cut a design out, and you're cutting just half the design. So let's see what it looks like when I open this up. And now we have a star. So now that we did the one thing in the center, then we're going to fold it back and forth. So we're going to start on the ends and we'll fold about a 1/2 inch, or maybe the size of one finger, a 1/2 inch, and then you fold it back the other way. This is called an accordion fold. Now, if at any time during this video you are confused, you can always just rewind it and go back, or hit pause if you're not quite sure what to do. That's the really great thing about making a video like this. So this again is the star shape, which is the middle. We're going to leave that just alone the way it is. We're going to cut a little design on the end of this fold so we can have something like this, similar to these shapes here. Okay, so I'm going to cut out a couple little diamond. Maybe a long one here. A couple other little diamonds. Maybe a long stripe. And one more little diamond. I hope this isn't too dark to see. All right, now we'll move this middle out of the way and we can make some more little cuts on this side. And again, you can make this as complicated as you want, as easy as you want while you do this with your families. Here's just a way I have been doing it. So I have all these small little pieces here. Now let's see what happens when we open it up. That's 1/2, and here is the whole thing. So that's our papel picado. And we'll hang this on the top of our ofrenda. That'll be really fun. So we're gonna set that aside right now. The next thing we need for ofrendas are our marigolds. So if we look over here at our ofrenda, we have tissue paper marigolds here. I have many different colors. I have pink and orange and yellow. So we're gonna make a pink one. Marigolds are generally orange, but I wanted to have some pink on my ofrenda. So you'll take your piece of tissue paper in your box. There are 3 pieces to make ours. So you can see we have 3 pieces here. You're gonna layer them together, and we're gonna do the same fold, that accordion fold that we did on the papel picado. And that when you start it, you make a fold like that. Then you go back to the front, you make a fold. And you flip it over, you make a fold. You flip it over, all the way across. we get to the end and we made a fold. So now we have everything folded up. You can see right there. We'll take this little piece of pipe cleaner, put it down the middle. Sorry, like this. Then we pinch the top over and fold it, and then we twist these so it's nice and tight. Right there, nice and tight. Now what we're gonna do, we wanna make sure it's in the middle. Don't want a lopsided flower. Then we're gonna pull apart the tissue paper. And remember, there's 3 layers. So we have one here. We just pull it up nice and tight. Now, sometimes it does rip. You just have to be careful, but you do want to pull it up tight. You don't want to just pull it that far. You have to pull it up nice and tight, all the way to the center and up. And then you have to do the other side over here. All the way up. All right, that's one. That's one. It may look a little messy, but whoops, I just ripped it. But you know what? No one will even know. That's just to show you. I planned that. That's just to show you that it's going to be okay if you rip it. All right, now we'll go to the second layer. Pull it up, all the way up. This one looks kind of like a carnation flower, I think, with this pink color. Just keep pulling it here. So we're gonna have, now we have 2 layers of the flower up. You can see that it's really building, right? And now we're at our 3rd layer. So this one is just kind of already here. We're just gonna fluff it up. So you can see it looks like a nice flower, and it's just all fluffed up, and it's very simple. We have a little stand on it here, so you could even put it in a little vase if you have. You could lie it down like this, and if you need to, you can even bend it if you want it to lie really flat. So now we have our tissue paper flower. So you have many pieces of tissue paper, you can make more flowers, because I think the more flowers, the better. And as you can tell, I love the tissue paper marigolds. I have them all over during the Dia de los Muertos. So we have our flower. All right, the next thing we need for our shoebox ofrenda is we're gonna use our cutouts over here. So I've already cut out some of the images, and you have these as well. So there's candles, and the ofrenda, we have candles to light the way. We have, here is a little glass of alcohol. This one would be tequila, or you could have Coca-Cola or anything else that you like to drink. So people, you could have that when they come to the ofrenda. And we also have some photos here of people. Now, if you have any pictures of someone that you'd like to have on the ofrenda, someone who has died and you'd like to have them on the ofrenda, you can have their actual picture. But in case you don't have a photo, we've included pictures like this of people, and then you can just write on their shirt what their name is. So that way everyone will see what it is, see who they are. So you could just write the name of someone right there. We also have some different dishes of food. This looks like rice, maybe with mole sauce on it. Here are, looks like some sweetbreads, some pan dulce. Flowers in a vase with some water is really nice to have in an ofrenda. So here's a picture of one. And here's a vase with some water, a pitcher with water. There's also included some really cute, fun pictures of some calaveras and some sugar skull drawings. So you could just cut those out, and you could even put under there if you have someone who's died and you just want to put up a sugar skull of them if you don't have a photo. And then there are some here that don't have any coloring yet. You could color those in if you'd like. So meanwhile, you'll want to cut out all of those things, and then you will just glue them into your ofrenda. So you'll see in the corner, we have some incense over there, and there's some salt as well. We talked about the salt. And then in the back corner, you'll see a glass of water, and we talked about the water as well. And then for these skeletons that are all dressed up fancy, those are fun decorations. And sometimes you'll have things in your ofrenda that remind you of your family member or your friend who has died. And these will be all ways that you can think about them. So you could also, you know, if you know that somebody who's died loved to eat pan dulce or sweetbreads, this would be great. You'd cut this out, you could glue this in there, and this says that when your relatives or your friends visit you, they could eat it and smell it. They could smell it. But let's say they liked candy or Kit Kat bars or French fries. You could draw a picture of French fries or any other food that they like, and you could put that in there. So these are just some ideas to get you started. I had cut out some candles for it, but in your box, you also have some electric tea lights. So you could turn on those tea lights and put those inside your ofrenda and it'll light it up. That will be really fun. That will help everyone find your ofrenda when your family and relatives come visit you. So now that we have seen this, you'll take your box, like I said, and you will just glue your items inside it. Of course, you'll put your family members and relatives who've passed away or died, you'll put those pictures inside as well, and all the other items. And then the last thing that you will do will be to put your papel picado in, because it's hard to glue the other things in if this is in the way. I know. Or you could try this kind, whichever kind you like to do. But that's it for this activity, and I hope that you liked it. I hope you have a lot of fun, and then you can enjoy the Day of the Dead and this activity with your family. Thank you so much.